welcome back, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. So I want to talk to you guys about the Queen Mary. And no, she's not a relative of Queen Victoria or Queen Elizabeth. It is actually a grand ship. And this ship was actually created by the same company that made the Titanic. Now, the way that the ship got its name is a bit funny because the board of directors at Concord actually wanted to name the ship after Queen Victoria. They went to King George and they told him, "We got our name for our ship. We want to name the ship after the greatest queen, his grandmother." And he thought they were talking about his wife. So he got excited and was like, "My wife, Queen Mary, will be so happy to have the ship named after her." So they couldn't just be like, "Wait, no, we're not talking about your wife, we're talking about your grandmother," because it's the king, and they had to get his approval. Ended up naming the ship after Queen Mary, who was King George's wife. Queen Mary took its first voyage in 1936, and it was known as the greatest ship in the world. In 1939, she docked in New York, and that was actually the last time she carried any civilian passengers. And she became a troops ship, and she was painted in a camouflage gray and stripped of all her luxuries. The Queen Mary was the fastest troop ship to sail. She could carry 16,000 sailors at 30 knots. After the end of World War II, she was returned back to her original glory. In 1947, the Queen Mary continued her original passenger voyage, and she did so for the next 2 decades. On October 31st, 1967, the Queen Mary docked in Long Beach, California, and that has been its home ever since, and is now a floating hotel. I'm not here just to tell you about some random facts about a luxurious ship. This ship, after all its history it has, it's actually known one of the most haunted locations in the world, and here's the reasons why. The Queen Mary has been the site of 49 reported deaths, like the death of an 18-year-old cruiseman named John Petter. Now, he was actually crushed between a door and a wall. The door was door number 13 in a routine drill. So he was wearing a blue coverall, and he has a beard. Now, you are actually able to take tours on the ship itself and pretty much go anywhere. And when you go into the engine room, because this actually happened in the engines room, people have been said to see John by door number 13. John isn't the only spirit that's on board. There are actually 150 known ghosts that haunt the Queen Mary. Other places that include paranormal activity are first class and the second class swimming pools. In the first class swimming pool, you are actually able to hear the voice of a little girl, and you are actually able to see her as well. And there has been several ghost hunters that have gone in contact with her. Did you guys hear that? There has actually been several ghost hunters that have gotten in contact with her and spoken to her, and these are some of their EVPs.
My hair's standing up bad. There she is. There she is.
In the first class swimming pool is some women in 1930s bathing suits that you can see walking around the aisle close to the pool. And people have also seen wet footprints leading to the changing rooms. In the second class swimming pool, there is actually another little girl named Jackie, and she drowned back when the Queen Mary was in sailing services. And ghost hunters have actually also gotten in contact with Jackie, and these are some of their EVPs.
You can call me your uncle. You can call me your uncle.
Was that her? I don't know. Was that her? I don't know.
Other places that are known to have paranormal activity is the First Class Lounge, and a beautiful woman in a white, elegant, like evening gown has been seen dancing alone in the shadows of corners in the room. There have also been several other reports of paranormal activity in the first class areas, like a man appearing in a suit in the foot of the beds, also lights going on and off, water running on itself, like faucets opening. You can actually also, well, it's been reported by people that have spent the night at the Queen Mary that you can get like certain smells of the past. Like it just smells like old, and you just pick up different smells you normally don't smell. You hear voices knocking, phones ringing on their own, and when you pick up, there's nobody on the other end. And also ghosts making calls from your rooms.
Turn it off. Okay, and talk to me. Turn it off. Whoa. Hi.
You guys called for your heat?
No. We just got here.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, I think this one just double check on it. Okay, make sure. Unless you guys are fine.
No, we're fine. We're fine. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. That's so crazy.
In the third class kids playroom, people have reported of hearing a baby cry, that it was an infant boy that died shortly after birth. One of the most haunted places on the whole ship is deck B. People that have stayed on that deck actually have turned in their room key because they can't sleep there. And there is an actual room that right now it's not in service anymore because people cannot stay in that room. They would report feeling that they were being watched, and there was some weird smells and the smell of blood, and like you couldn't breathe. And that room, they shut it down. It looks very creepy. Here's an actual picture of it. And what happened in this room is that a man actually murdered his whole family, and then he committed suicide. Now, there is this other room that actually used to be the captain's room, and I forgot the room number, but it was the captain's room, and people that have stayed there report seeing a man by the side, like at the end of their bed. And if you're a girl and you have a ponytail, or you sleep with your hair up or something, that you feel him pulling your ponytail and him raping you. So if you guys want to go ahead and get raped by a ghost, then go to the Queen Mary and stay in the captain's bedroom. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. Please go ahead and give it a huge thumbs up. Please subscribe and turn off your notification bell so you are notified every single time I post. Please comment below if you would spend a night at the Queen Mary, and what would you do if you heard or were touched by a ghost.